Smriti-Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Loka-Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra-bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururarmeti Murti-bheda Vibhagine Vyoma-vad-vyapta-dehaya Dakshina-murtaye Namaha.
This meeting is being recorded.
So we are studying Viveka Chudamani, and we are studying the Monomaya Kosha regarding the mind. In our last class, we studied what is the nature of our mind. And now, the Viveka Chudamani, it is going deeper into the understanding of mind. There are few verses dedicated relating to mind. The first verse established that the mind is not concerned. It is clear. What are the logic they gave? I hope you could remember that why mind is not concerned. The second verse dedicated to mind said that how does it brought an example, and it said that how mind is similar to the function of a fire sacrifice. Can you remember that? Those who have attended?
Yeah.
How does mind is similar to an act of fire sacrifice? Fire sacrifice means yajna. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
Those who have attended? So, this is the second. The third verse relating to mind is 169 in my book, and it is said, Nahi usti avidya. Usti means exists. Nahi usti avidya manoso otirikta. There is no any avidya exists. Avidya means ignorance. No any avidya exists. Manoso otirikta. Otirikta means
Except.
excess or apart or besides. So besides mind, no avidya exists. That means all avidyas are in the mind. Except mind, there is no avidya exists. That is what? Now he means emphasizing, kind of emphasizing. Then it is said why it is no hi avidya manoso. There is no ignorance outside the mind. Everything is in mind. Manohi, next line. Manohi avidya bhavabandha hetuhi. So manohi, only mind, avidya. Which is avidya? Bhava bandha hetu. Hetu means the cause. The cause of bhava bandha, bondage of this samsara, bondage of the human being. So, mind is only the bondage, and that is the only ignorance. Tasmin vinaste sakalam vinashta. Very simple. If you destroy that, everything will be destroyed. Then, brijimvrite osmin sakalam bijimvrite. Bijimvrita means prakasha, illumined. Brijimvrite osmin, if osmin means this, if this illumines, sakalam brijimvrite, everything illumines. If you destroy it, everything will be destroyed. If it illumines, everything will be illuminated. So, monohi, it is in another verse, it is said that monohi baddham. So, we are mind in mind only. So, our mind is bind in mind. এই বাইরে আমাকে একটু জ্বালিয়ে দাও। So we are bind in the mind. Now let us see how this mind means. Here it is said how our mind is functioning. That is what here it is said. How our mind is. Now it is said that, okay, there is no any avidya besides mind. So the cause of bondage is mind itself. If mind is destroyed, then all bondage will go. And if mind is illumines, then everything illumines. So, this is the meaning. Now, if mind is only avidya, then what about our other avidya? Mind is completely dissolved when we are in deep sleep. That means when we are in deep sleep, there is no more mind, mind is completely destroyed. So it is said when mind is destroyed, mind is completely dissolved, everything dissolved, all bondage dissolved. That means when we are in deep sleep, at that time all bondage dissolved. We are completely free at that time. But it is not. What kind of body exists during our sleep? How many bodies we have?
3.
The body exists in us.
Yes. What is Mohammed?
Subtle body.
What kind of body exists in our deep sleep?
Oh, deep sleep.
Causal.
Yeah.
So the Karana Sharira or the causal body, there are 3 bodies, you know. One is the gross body, what we can see here. This is connected to our waking state. The subtle body, which is connected to our dream state. Dream state we can see dream body. So dream body is a kind of subtle body. And in deep sleep, there is also another body, we cannot understand that. That is the causal body. So in deep sleep, we have the causal body. So the point is this, in deep sleep, our mind completely dissolved. So we are completely free, there will be no bondage. But what we can see in reality, we find there is a bondage, still bondage. So what happens? It is said that maximum avidya manifests in our mind because we are free in mind, we are in bondage in our mind. Although we are completely free Atman, but we are thinking we are in bondage. So it is because of Maya. All this Maya and everything, all kinds of avidya is functioning through our mind. We are thinking this body is real. That is because of our mind. And from here, actually, the real bondage is starting. That is why it is said, mono hi avidya, mind is only avidya. Because from here, everything is starting. All bondage and world, the concept of everything is starting from mind. So that is why it is said, mono hi avidya, bhavavanga hetuhu. This is the cause, mind is the cause of all kind of bondage, because all kind of worldly things, diversity, everything starts from our mind. Everything starts from our mind. Again, it is said, mono hi avidya bhavavanga hetuhu, and there is no hi asti avidya manaso atirikta. There is no avidya besides mind. So, all avidyas, the cause of avidya is our bondage. Now the question is, why do we have this kind of bondage? What is the reason? We can understand that mind is the reason. It is generating in our mind. But what is the cause of it? So, it is because body, like everything, depends upon our body. If the body concept is not there, we do not want anything. Everything we want because of our body consciousness. If there is no body consciousness, we do not want anything. As we have the body consciousness, we need food, we feel hungry. So everything actually we feel because of our body consciousness. And because of this body consciousness, all impermanent things we try to hold, and we feel that yes, we need this, we need this. And from this need, see, the chain reaction is going on. What chain reaction? Body. To protect our body, to nourish our body, what we need? We think something we need. And again, when we need something, at the same time fear comes to lose that. So when we want something, immediate along with that, fear enters. Because to lose that. So fear comes immediately. And then after that, we have to enjoy that. Who is enjoying? We have the desire to enjoy that. Then we enjoy it. And if we cannot enjoy, our peace will be disturbed. So everything is coming from here, disturbing peace, disturbing everything. And the root cause of this is avidya. As avidya is there, avidya is ignorance. Avidya is ignorance. From ignorance, through our mind, everything is coming out. Our world we are generating, and from where? As we feel our body consciousness. How we feel our body consciousness. That is why before all the koshas, they try to say that this koshas has no importance. These are not permanent thing, very impermanent thing. All the koshas means our body. Our bodies are completely impermanent thing, and which is impermanent and we want to hold that is a foolishness. So, this is actually what it is saying. And because of that, all our disturbance of mind and our mind become disturbed, etc. All these are because of avidya, and where avidya stays? In our mind. That is why it is said, Tushmin vinashti shakalam vinashti. If it destroys, everything destroys. Now, how can we destroy our mind? That is the question. What is the characteristics of our mind? What is the characteristics of our mind? What is the definition of mind?
Sankalpa Vikalpa.
Yes, absolutely right. Sankalpa vikalpatmak manaha. Buddhi nischayatmika buddhi. So Sankalpa vikalpa, what does it mean? This is a Sanskrit word. Sankalpa means do's. We shall do this. Vikalpa, just opposite. We don't do this. So our mind is just oscillating like a pendulum, that we shall do this, we shall not do this. Right now you are thinking that after the class you will do something. But when the time will come, that time you will find you are doing another thing. Every moment our mind is oscillating. That is the characteristics of our mind. Before going further, let me explain one thing. Amitpal, to respond to your previous question. See, there is only one consciousness present in our within. We call sometimes buddhi, we call sometimes mind, we call sometimes many other things. But there is no any physical existence of anything in our within. Our brain is some physiological thing. Our heart is physiological thing. There is no any specific physical existence of anything. Everything is one, that is consciousness. So when the same consciousness is acting like a mind, we call it mind. When the same consciousness is acting like a buddhi, intelligence, we call it intelligence. When the same mind is acting, same consciousness is acting like unconscious, we call it unconscious. So mind has few things. We studied it in earlier verses. The mind stuff, it is called mind stuff. How many things are there in mind stuff? So if we call simple mind, that means it is the storehouse of unconscious. Mind means the storehouse. What are the other things? Ahankara. Mana, chitta, ahankara. So mind is the storehouse. Ahankara is the I-ness, mula of jnana, the I-ness, the first primordial I. It is not tula of jnana, it is mula of jnana, the primordial I. And then the chitta. Chitta is the mind stuff. The storehouse of our samskaras. And then buddhi, the discrimination faculty. Mana, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, hinanam. That Shankaracharya's verse. Nirvana Shanti. So these are four things. Mana, chitta, ahankara, buddhi. These four things. That is called mind stuff. So only one consciousness, when these are working like that, we call it in a specific name. So the characteristics of Shankalpa Vikalpa, when our consciousness is acting like a Shankalpa Vikalpa, we call our mind is working. When we definite something, Nishchayatmya, Nishchay means some definitive thing, we have to do this. That is called buddhi. Nishchayatmika buddhi. So that is buddhi. When we do like this, we call, who is doing this? Buddhi. Now our samskaras is there. How it is coming? From chitta it is coming. All the samskaras are stored there. We call it chitta. We remember something. Suddenly we remember something. From where it came? From chitta. And the sense, the awareness of I am sitting here. You are aware that you are sitting here. Only human being can have this faculty. A dog, if it is sitting there, it is not aware that it is sitting there. They do not have, animals do not have this kind of awareness. That I know I am thinking something. I am aware that I am thinking. This awareness, it's very subtle. Try to feel that. This kind of awareness, only human being can have. No animal can have this awareness. So this awareness is aham, I. So this total thing are called mind stuff. Now, how can we destroy the mind? Because that is the root of our all suffering. That is the cause of our bondage. And again it is said, it is not totally bad, but if it illumines, then everything illumines. That means, is it true that if mind is destroyed, then again it comes back to its original position? And sometimes it is illumines, sometimes it destroys. So what happens if it destroys then? It is said, if it destroys completely, then it will not come back. But if it does not destroy completely, it will come back. So this is the characteristics of mind. So when this sankalpa vikalpa will completely destroyed, when the body consciousness will, that is why the Guru is instructed to negate body consciousness. And this is also another way of doing that mind is not also Atman. So only Atman is the permanent thing. All other things are impermanent. Subject to two sets. In the morning I told this, that in two sets. One, past, present, future, means time, space and causation. It is not conditioned by time, space and causation. And three types of state: waking, dream and deep sleep. Is not conditioned. Atman is not conditioned by these two sets of conditions. Only then, Atma Buddhi, when it will go, then only. But the Dhyatma Buddhi, it cannot go completely. Because we have three types of body. Subtle body. In subtle body, we know very clearly that our awareness is completely working. Our mind is completely working. The next verse I shall explain. What is the difference between then the dreaming state? What happens in dream then? I am going to explain it. So that is why it stays at least a little bit. Because in mind only we have this I-ness. Everything will go. This chitta stuff will go. The samaskar will go. Okay? For the time being. Although Sri Ramakrishna says that samaskar is just like a coconut leaf. If coconut leaf, if it dries, it falls down. Even though it falls down, it leaves a mark. So our ahamkara is just like that. It never goes completely. If it goes, it leaves some mark. So it is mula jnana only go after samadhi. It will not go before samadhi. And then, so the Dhyatma Buddhi in Karan Sharira, in causal body also, that is why after deep sleep, okay, what happens? This mind completely dissolved, but again it comes back. That means mind comes back if it is not completely destroyed. When mind will completely be destroyed, in samadhi. So body consciousness, that is why we come back in this way. So deep sleep and samadhi is same. There is no difference. Only one difference is there. And that is the joy. In samadhi, we have an immense bliss that in deep sleep you cannot aware of. The second is what Swamiji said, when we come back from deep sleep, we remain same idiot as we were. But in samadhi, when we come back, we become an enlightened one. This is the difference. that is why it is said, it becomes the same. So this is the function of mind.
Swamiji, in this phrase, when we talk about illumination, is it like illumination because of the vidya or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Then what is the difference between the destruction of mind and the illumination of the mind?
So see, again, how can we realize? What is the mechanism of realization? I am asking you. How can a person, a realized person can understand it?
You get away from
So
the-
all kind of understanding means knowledge. Understanding or experience, what term you can use, everything is nothing but knowledge. All kinds of knowledge is nothing but what? Huh? All kind of knowledge? What?
Vritti.
Vritti. All kinds of knowledge is nothing but vritti. Without vritti, we cannot have any knowledge or experience or understanding anything else. So your experience of Brahman is also a kind of vritti. But this vritti is not ordinary vritti. This is a kind of different types of vritti. So where vritti will come? If your mind is not there. The vritti comes only in your mind. That is the illumined mind.
So illumination will be first phase and then destruction.
Definitely. This is, or you can say that it is a process. It is a process. But the final thing, both together, you can say. And definitely, I can assume, what my understanding is, definitely that kind of bliss the realized person experience. Otherwise, how could they say that it is a bliss eternal?
Experience is still in the illumination.
Yes, definitely
If it
they
is
experience
destroyed,
this kind of.
No, not even.
Few people cannot express that they I do not say die, I say they merge into samadhi. Means their body falls down. They merge into samadhi. But only few people can return. Like Buddha, like Sri Ramakrishna, like Swami Vivekananda, or like Jesus Christ, whatever. They return and they say it is eternal bliss. Otherwise, how could we?
Swamiji, the Thakur used to say that purified mind and Atman are the same thing.
Yes.
Is this the same thing like the
Same,
vritti?
how it is not same? Because if it is the only consciousness, then when mind is purified, this consciousness only. If there is no sankalpa vikalpa, purified, what does it mean by purified? Purified means there is no sankalpa vikalpa.
Okay.
If there is no sankalpa vikalpa, that means there is no function of mind. That means it is pure Atman. Because sankalpa vikalpa is happening in the consciousness only. Now the next is Swapna, the dream. How dream functions. That is also mind. So dream functions in our subtle body. It is very clear. Mind is itself a subtle body. It is said, that স্বপ্নে অর্থ শূন্যে স্বপ্নে অর্থ শূন্যে সৃজতি স্বশক্তিয়া. What does it mean? So, অর্থ শূন্যে স্বপ্নে means বিষয় শূন্য. In dream, বিষয় শূন্য. So, it is said in dreams when there is no actual contact with the external world. Vishaya means here the external world. Vishaya Shunna means no Vishaya, no external world. In dream, there is no external world. But still we are seeing the external world. It is fun, huh? So there is no external world, but still we are visualizing the external world in dream. That is why it is said, স্বপ্নে অর্থ শূন্যে সৃজতি স্বশক্তিয়া. অর্থ শূন্য means বিষয় শূন্য. স্বশক্তিয়া means by its own power. By its own power means by whose power? Mind. By the power of mind. So who is visualizing? On the basis of mind. Mind is creating that. So because of mind, we are visualizing the external world. Then bhoktradi vishwam monoeva sarvam. Bhokta adi vishwam. So bhokta means so here counts the things of the enjoyment and enjoyer. So the enjoyer and the things, worldly things means this substance of our enjoyment. So who is creating this? Two things are creating at a time by mind. See, I am the enjoyer and this is the substance of enjoyment. And the connecting link is the bhoga. So bhogya, bhokta and bhoga. So that is the connecting link. Who is doing that? Mind is creating that. The same time he is telling you are the enjoyer and he is creating the substance of enjoyment in dream. Now the question arises, what is the then difference between dream and the waking state? The waking state, we are also seeing this the same thing. That is what it is saying. There is no difference between dream state and waking state. Because in dream state, mind is creating bhoktri, bhogya and bhoga. And waking state also, mind is creating bhoktri, bhogya and bhoga. There is no difference between. This morning in my lecture, I referred the story of Sri Ramakrishna. You know, Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful story. A poor farmer was there, and this poor farmer had so many sons and grandsons and everybody. But this is very poor farmer. So his wife always, scolded him, why you are unable to bring money, blah, 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 etc. So this poor farmer is really poor and poor in mind, poor in economic condition, and he was very sad. So one day he was sleeping, a deep sleep, and he was dreaming. He was dreaming that he was eating with his grandchildren in a golden plate and beautiful sumptuous food. So he was very happy, because he was eating all those things. Then he woke up and went to his wife Hey, see, then he found that, okay, oh my God, my roof is, pouring water, this, that, etc. And his wife is shouting. So he said, can you please tell me one thing? Which one is correct? This state or the dreaming state? Because everything is same to me. Exactly, that is the truth. Dream state and waking state, there is no difference. Why there is no difference? Because our mind is creating. What mind is creating in our dream state, the same thing mind is creating in the waking state. So there is no difference. Everything is the creation of our mind. So there is no difference.
But Swamiji, there's a sense of continuity in waking. When I wake up, I see the same people, the same world. But in the dream, it's a different dream when you
Yes.
go back. So
Yeah.
that is a difference, no, Swamiji, the continuity part.
Maybe that, but the principle is same.
Sometimes it is the same dream also. Both are projections.
Yes. So those different things you are seeing, because in dream your samaskaras is also there, In waking state also these samaskaras are there, Because we are acting on the basis of our samaskaras. We behaving according to our samaskaras. So that is what it is saying, that there is no any kind of difference between waking state and the dreaming state. That is what it is saying. Here it is saying, tathaivo jagrato api no visheshas. It is said that the same thing in the dreams, when there is no actual contact with the external world, the mind alone creates the whole universe consisting of the enjoyer and the enjoyment, etc. And similarly, in the waking state also, there is no difference. Therefore, all these phenomenal universe means the external world. The phenomenal universe is the projection of the mind. So the whole thing we are creating from our mind. What is the cause? What is the proof of that? That everything we are creating from this mind.
Deep sleep, it vanishes.
And
Deep sleep, it all vanishes.
no,
Swamiji, when some people actually see the same
yes,
physical world differently.
yes, that is the cause. Because I am seeing this world in one way, you are seeing this world in another way. So your mind is creating a kind of world, my mind is connecting another world.
Swamiji, can
If
we...
the world is the cause, then we would have seen this world in the same way. But we do not.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when you say that this world is basically what our mind creates, I think like if something is different from for like two different persons, I think that the idea of a thing is different, not the object, physical object itself. For example, if I'm seeing a chair in front of me, the chair will be present irrespective of whether I'm sleeping or I'm waking or I'm in some. But the idea of chair, like for example, if I sat in the chair and I fell 2 weeks ago, I'll not sit in the chair again. The chair is a bad thing for me. So the idea of the chair should be different, right?
Definitely, idea of chair is, that is also, the idea is not also permanent. You are correct. The idea, the chairness is the important thing, not the physical chair. You are right.
So when you mention that,
Now, the point is this, where this chairness is exist, mind is impermanent. Because mind itself is Sankalpa Vikalpa. Can you believe your friend who is changing his version continuously? Sometimes says that yes, I shall do that. Immediately the next moment say no, I do not do that. Can you believe him? Can you believe your friend? This kind of friend? Yes or no? Do you believe?
No.
Can you depend this kind of friend? So how can you depend on your mind? Your mind is doing the same thing every moment. Have you analyzed it? Try to think it. How can you depend your mind?
but if we don't depend, then
What will happen? Yes, that is the next. For that we are studying this. What is next? This is the book. This will tell you.
Swamiji, so if we are, it's the projection of our mind. So I should see, and I'm building a world, she is building a world, but how come we're seeing the same thing?
We are not seeing the same thing.
We're not seeing the same person?
No, we are not seeing the same thing. How can we concept the same thing in different ways?
Like this is like, I'm a
These
little
are
bit
the-
confused, like I'm looking at Vedanta Society, Thakur is there,
But
everybody is,
our concept is completely different.
Look at it differently.
okay.
How we conceive the same thing, same thing.
So-
You
Yes,
are
in a
saying,
different way.
this is actually the beginning of spirituality.
Mhm.
Spirituality means knowledge. Okay? The more knowledge and more clear knowledge you have, the more you are closer to the absolute. Absolute means the knowledge of the absolute. Okay? How this knowledge grows. Take the example, very simple example. I told you, Gitaji, can you go, there is a sound, can you go and please see what happens there? So you went there, said nothing has happened. Then I told another person, can you go and please see? Oh, the wind was there, something fell down. Okay. The third person. Oh yes, wind came from this window and this particular thing fell down. See how knowledge is changing. You told nothing has happened. Somebody told something fell down. Another person told, yes, wind came from this window and this particular thing fell down. So see how the clarity of knowledge is coming. So the more clear knowledge we can find, the absolute clear knowledge, that is the absolute. So it is the concept what you are thinking about this. So what you are informing me, that is your thought. That is your knowledge. You are sharing that knowledge. So this, how this knowledge is covered with ignorance. This is the point. So in this way, we are not seeing, though we are seeing the same thing, but our knowledge about the thing is completely different.
So at a basic level, we are all seeing the same thing, but at the
our
finer
knowledge
level,
is
we,
different.
okay.
Yes.
So Swamiji, I think earlier you had explained the two Avarana Shakti and the Vikshepa Shakti of this, right? So, and I think you had mentioned that Vikshepa can continue to happen, but with illumination or with knowledge, the Avarana falls off.
Yes, yes.
And if
No, Vikshepa both. Vikshepa is the false knowledge. Avarana is the complete ignorance. And Vikshepa means the false knowledge. So, the Avarana covers the rope. And Vikshepa is showing us the snake.
So, in that sense, this world may still appear to someone whose Avarana Shakti has fallen off, but they won't see it like we see it, where we see this as a real world, but they see it as
But
just
ultimately, what we need, both Avarana and Vikshepa, both will be
destroyed.
destroyed.
So then, how does the say a Jivan Mukta, he functions in the world if nothing is visible to
Yes,
him or her?
Jivan Mukta is so. Our concept is that according to our sensual level, Jivan Mukta is beyond sense, transcendental level. They work not through senses. Our knowledge, our means of knowledge is senses. Their means of knowledge is not senses. That is the point. Yes, what is the question?
Maharaj, how you explained how mind basically creates, it projects these things, how we observe things differently, whether we are asleep or awake. Is this imagination or perception, how we see things differently?
Everything based on perception.
Perception.
So imagination has, imagination has a lot of things. Imagination means that may be inference, that may be many things. But even imagination is based on perception. If you have never seen the rhinoceros, how can you imagine the rhinoceros?
Hmm.
As for example, we never saw God. So how can you imagine God? They all are our imagination only. The God's form, the form, all are imagination.
Right.
But imagination is also based on perception.
Perception. Perception is external stimuli.
Perception is a different, perception is the contact.
Okay. What you see.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Indian philosophy, perception is the extremely important things. Extremely important things.
So that's why everybody's knowledge differs, how we see the same
Huge
thing.
study they did on perception.
Okay.
Anyway, so yes, so that is the thing, that all are the creation of our mind. The world is also the creation of our mind. It is not the subject is important. Another example, I mentioned it earlier. The subject is not creating our desire. We think, if I see a beautiful house and the desire came into my mind, this house is wonderful. We think that this building is the cause, external world is the cause of our desire. But it is not. Without external things, desire can be generated. Desire comes to our mind. So, it is not that external things is the stimulus that is good, but those are not the cause of our change of our mind. Our mind is the creator of this, and our mind is generating the desire when it is connected with the material thing.
So Swamiji, it's better to keep our mind as a slave and not the master.
Who's slave? How? How? Please explain.
So with awareness, right, we can see, with awareness we can,
Now, what should be the attitude? So, the servant mind is a kind of attitude. So, what kind of attitude?
so when the desire comes,
What shall we think or what shall we do?
so let's say the desire came to eat rasgulla.
Ah,
So with awareness, we know that this is the desire and we really don't need this.
yes, that will be wonderful. But our emotion and desire is so strong that our whole logic cannot work.
Knife of buddhi.
The knife of buddhi will not work at that time. So that is why constant practice is required. If you do not practice in the right situation, you cannot. When flood is coming, long ago I can remember, before my joining, I had a tremendous argument with one of my friends. And this is regarding almost this kind of thing, that when the flood will come, shall we be cautious at that point of time, or beforehand we have to put the dam? This is the question. So at that time, I was in favor of, when flood will come, that time we shall be cautious, and we are sufficient enough to handle that flood. But now I would say that is not true. Before that we have to put the dam. This is the point.
Probably both, Swamiji.
Huh?
Probably both.
Well, if we put the dam, if you practice, if you are
You can avoid.
well generate strength, then only you can face that. Otherwise you cannot. It is so powerful. But if we try to face it, and if we at least win for one time, our strength of mind will increase 1,000-fold. That I can tell you. If you can face and win over one time, your strength of mind will 1,000-fold increase. No doubt about that. You can test it. Okay. Any question from online? Any question from online?
Yes, Pranam Maharaj.
Yes.
In the beginning of your talk, you were talking about how the body is kind of the originator of, like, all of our desires. Once we have a body, then we want this, we want that. What came to my mind is the state of a newborn baby. They're not really aware of their body, and they, don't have any awareness of their sex or anything. They just pretty much know about their mother, but they do have a body. So, is a newborn baby or a baby that hasn't developed yet? Are they still considered to be bound by the fact that they're just
Okay.
being born?
Yeah. I can reply your question from two angles. Number one, from Sigmund Freud. Those who have studied Sigmund Freud, they know that according to, I don't believe that, but according to Sigmund Freud, the most desirous time of our age is at the time when we were baby. This is Sigmund Freud, not me. The second point is this: definitely they have the I-ness, not very powerful I-ness, because aham, the existence, creates when they are born itself. Because with consciousness, I-ness is coming. It is from the Hiranyagarbha state. Aham is coming from Hiranyagarbha state. Means when their body has not formed, at that level, very, very subtle level, when the body is formed, the body is formed when it is coming after Hiranyagarbha in three gunas. When they become associated with three gunas, then only our body and all these things are developed. Before that, I am not talking about your biology, I am talking about the Vedantic concept. So before that, before Hiranyagarbha, Ahamkara is there. Before Hiranyagarbha, the Ahamkara is there. So Ahamkara comes from there. That means I-ness, when a baby is born, his or her I-ness is all. Why it is crying? The crying signifies that it has I-ness. And mother comes immediately. So I-ness must be there. This I-ness is not me mind. This I-ness is only I. Me minds come after. So it is ego, not egoism. Yes. Any other question?
Yes, Swami, I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes, please.
So when we say that the mind is the creator of the world and everything depends on everybody's perception is different. But on things that we can all agree on, for instance, the sun rises, the star, that is the sun. Who creates that?
Means you are talking about sun.
Yeah, all objects, like you and I can both see the sun.
Who creates this? Okay. So when you are talking about creator, yes, Vedanta also, the Advaita Vedanta also accepts that. The concept is, it is called the teleological argument. The technical term of this is called teleological argument. What is teleological argument? The creator is a watchmaker. The argument says the creator is a watchmaker. What does it mean? In your watch, you have never seen the watchmaker. Who is making this watch? Who made this watch? We have never seen it. But somebody made it. Otherwise, how it will become the watch? So, exactly in the same way, and this watch is for our use. It is not for idle sitting somewhere. It is for our use. Exactly like a watchmaker. And watchmaker, what he did? He made this watch and he released it for the use of the public. exactly in the same way, we never saw this watchmaker. Exactly in the same way, God created this universe for our use and He released it. We would never see the watchmaker, we have never seen God, but somebody created that. So this concept, this watchmaker concept, is a teleological argument. Philosophy says it's called teleological argument. So it is a watchmaker. So who created this? Yes, somebody created this. But like a watchmaker, we never see that.
Swamiji, one
Yes.
question. So Swamiji, the dreaming state and the waking state, there is no difference, right? So this means that in the dreaming state also we have intentions and karma and karmashaya, like in the
Yes.
normal.
Yes.
So in the dream also we can.
Everything, what we are doing, any vritti, the dream also is vritti. So this is a different kind of vritti. See, so different kinds of vritti are there. Waking vritti is different from the dreaming vritti. And deep sleep vritti. In deep sleep there is no vritti because mind is dissolved, completely dissolved. If mind is dissolved, there will be no vritti.
So in dream also.
But karmashari is there, some vritti is working, somebody is working. Otherwise, how could we experience that I was completely, unknown of everything?
A bit contradictory because it is a subconscious which is driving the dream one,
He's waving.
and we don't have explicit
He's
control.
still
Like,
looking.
so
Okay.
how we can
Wait.
guide the
Don't mix two philosophies. The unconscious, all these things, these are Patanjali Yoga Sutra and and Western psychology. This is don't mix these two things. If you talk with the psychological language, then I can reply from that angle. So definitely here samskaras are there. But according to Vedanta, the mind is creating it. And mind has the mind stuff, the unconscious.
is buddhi active during the dream?
Definitely will be effective. As long as mind is there, because buddhi is controlling the mind. As long as mind is there, buddhi must be there. Because when mind controlling this, and then also buddhi will exist. We shall come to the Vijnanamaya Kosha afterwards. What is Vijnanamaya Kosha and what is the function of Vijnanamaya Kosha? And Anandamaya, all the koshas, we shall come. I think I would answer everything. Okay, thank you.
Swami, I have announcement. I wanted to find out if anyone here intends to go to the memorial.
Okay, announcement, all are waiting here,
Oh, okay.
So announcement will be in the dining hall.
Oh, okay.
That will be better.
All right.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.